Someone told us that we can't have everything in life. We have to give this to get that. We have to compromise. We can't have the cake and eat it too. We have so many proverbs that say that. And we've believed it all these years too. And what else do? We also pass it on to the next generation. How? We give our kids choices like, do you want to eat and grow tall, or do you want to remain short? You won't have any friends if you do this. Do you want this or do you want that? If you want to talk to your friend, you got to do this. Do you want to talk to your friend, or do you want to have an ice cream? Do you love mommy more or daddy more? We ask all these choices, which are actually quite a bad choice to give in the first place. The more we give these bad choices to our kids, like for example, you tell a child, if you go out in the sun, you'll become dark. Do you want to become dark, or do you want to remain fair? Do you want to be thin and healthy, or do you want to be fat and ugly? So we're giving wrong concepts of the idea of beauty, wrong concepts of the idea of success, or wrong concepts for the idea of, you have to lose this to get that. When we keep doing this very often, our children also grow up exactly like us, thinking that no, I can't have everything in life. If I want to do this, I have to give up that. We grow up thinking life is all about sacrifice. And funnily, life is not all about sacrifice. You can actually get what you want. Most of us have a hard time believing that I can actually get what I want. Somebody wants something, fancy, and they're like, but I can't get it. I have to be realistic. Well, if you were going to be that realistic, why will it be called a dream? You have to be able to dream the impossible for you to achieve it. But at a very young age, we start listening and giving out bad choices, not just to ourselves, but even to others. And that starts affecting the way we think about a lot of things, the way we even look forward to things in life. And this is something that's got to change right now. The more you're going to give these kind of limiting options, you're going to limit a person's thinking capacity to such a degree that they will have a hard time imagining things in their favor, even for you yourself. So don't ever give these bad choices, because giving bad choices actually limits our capacity to think, right? And the other thing that happens is we usually tend to give these bad choices with good intentions. We want people to learn self-restraint. We want people to understand that this is important, not this. Great. But when you're talking about it, don't give two bad options. Say, for example, if you want to educate your son about, going out and playing in the sun, you can say, if you go out and play now, the UV rays are very harmful. It can affect your skin. You may get a rash and stuff like that. But you can always go and play a little later if you want. So the idea behind you giving bad choices should never be to control the other person. Yeah, because the more we try to control our spouses, our children, all of that, we're actually making life a real hell for each of us. Because the more we try to control, the more they try to rebel. The more they try to rebel, the more frustrating it gets for us. And the more we try to control even more. And then we say, nobody listens to me. I want all of you to listen to me. It's not going to work. And when you're giving bad choices, even if it works, oh my God, it's going to be detrimental, right? So make sure you're giving the right choices. Educate people. Do not try to control people. Gone are the days when you can control, or when you can think of having control. Control is not a great strategy. Yes, because then one will be on the upper hand, one will be at the lower hand, and it's not a win-win. You have to think win-win. If you're giving choices, make sure you don't put a poor kid in jeopardy to choose between two things that they equally love. You can't say you either can study or you can either play music. No, they can do both. Life does not have to be a choice between this or this. Life can always be this and this. It is time that you and I also follow this, believing that I can do this and this, instead of saying I can only do this or this. Let us make sure we're empowering each other, not limiting each other with our own baggages. Just because it did not work for you or me does not mean it will not work for anybody else. Each person is unique, and their story is very different from ours. So if we are doing something, let's educate. Let's not dictate. Let's not control. And if we are giving choices, let's make sure we're giving healthy choices. Let's not make people be in a dilemma of choosing between friends they love versus food they love. No, that's not a great choice to give. It has come to the point where some people think if someone who I love is very ill, I'm going to pray to God saying, God, please give me the illness, but make sure they get cured. When did God ever come down and tell us that you have to be unwell for the other person to be well? That exactly is limiting. For somebody else to be successful, you have to be a failure? No. Both of us, there is enough for each of us in this world. So let's get out of this limiting mindset. Let's get out of giving these limiting options to our kids as well. Let's make sure we enable them to choose wisely and give them two good options and not this or that. Both can coexist, provided just the timing of it. You can't say, no, you have to choose between talking to your friend or eating an ice cream. No, not a great choice. You can definitely talk to your friend and you can eat the ice cream later. If you want to do both, see how can you do it, because if you're going to do both, it might be tricky for you to handle both together. So see how do you want to do it. Educate them as to why you're telling them, and don't give them these bad choices, because tomorrow they'll say, oh, if I want this, I have to give up on this. And then you will have no one to blame but yourself, because you realize your child is making a lot of limiting choices. What we can avoid, let's not push it to the point of where it has to get too bad for us to learn, relearn, unlearn, do all those big things. Let's keep it simple, let's keep it easy, let's give good choices, let's educate, and let's not try to control people with giving them choices. Let's try to enable them to make the right choice. And even for ourselves, it's so important that we stop thinking that there isn't enough for us. There is enough, provided I'm ready to receive it. Yes? So take care. Hope all your dreams come true. Dream big and hope you achieve all of your dreams too. All the best. Stay blessed. This is Narmada Rao, psychologist and NLP trainer from Master Yourself Academy, signing out. See you.